All right, welcome back to the channel, everyone. Hope you all are having a good day so far. I wanted to look back into the 2004 Team USA. That's when we won the LeBron's medal. We were, there was no Kobe this time around. We needed him in 08 to reclaim the gold. But I wanted to take a look at all the things that took place during that time. And yeah, I found this video from a channel called The Score, and it's called The Collapse, the story behind the 2004 Team USA. So I figure we can all check this out together. As always, I'm going to link the original video down below in the description. If you want to watch it without my commentary, feel free. Everybody else, please leave this video a like. It always helps. And yeah, let's get into this. Let's check it out.
And they have, as expected, won the gold here in Barcelona.
Gold again.
Yeah, we were unbeatable up until this
Nobody
point.
has been able
Once
to
the pros took over in
The
92,
United States of America gold medalists in Sydney 2000.
there was no imagining we would
The
ever
USA
lose
in some deep trouble right now.
until 04.
Since NBA players began taking part in the Olympics back with the 92 Dream Team, Team USA has predictably dominated.
And the U.S. leads 116-48, 7 points.
It's just
Angola.
been too tough for rival countries to keep up with a nation whose C or D team might still be the most talented on paper.
Jesus Christ. That's Vince Carter.
But there was one exception. The 2004 Men's American Olympic team was the only one among the first 7 NBA-led squads to not bring home the gold, settling for a bronze medal instead. They were also the only team of the first 7 to lose even a single game of Olympic action.
Wow,
Something
that's
they
a hell of a stat.
actually did 3 times in 8 games. In basketball terms, it was an unmitigated disaster. So how did it all come together and ultimately fall apart? This is the story behind Team USA's disappointing 2004 squad.
All right, let's do it. Yeah, look at that lineup.
To understand just how disappointing the 2004 team was and how jarring it was to see Team USA struggle, you have to consider how untouchable the program seemed at the time. Through the first 3 Olympics featuring NBA talent, Team USA went 24-0. In capturing another gold medal in 2000, the Americans won their 8 games by an average margin of 21.6 points.
Yeah, it was pure
So
domination.
while there was considerable roster turnover between the Sydney Games and the 2004 Games in Athens, and though the US did lose in the quarterfinals of the 2002 World Cup, no one was really expecting the Americans to be tested. The 2004 team boasted only 1 All-NBA selection and 2 All-Stars from the previous season, but it was still an American ball team headlined by Tim Duncan and Allen Iverson, with youngsters like LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Carmelo Anthony joining the fold. Plus Larry Brown, who served as an assistant under Rudy Tomjanovich in 2000, and who was coming off a 2004 NBA championship with the Pistons, was leading the charge. In hindsight, however, Brown was definitely not the right coach at the right time, with Richard Jefferson later saying Brown's presence was likely the reason a number of American stars declined the opportunity to play in the Olympics.
Yeah, a lot of players blame him. They blame the coach on this one.
It's worth noting that some players cited legitimate security concerns surrounding the Athens Games as the reason they'd be skipping the festivities. For those that did commit for the summer of 2004, Brown's old-school approach began rubbing players the wrong way in Team USA's pre-Olympic exhibition tour. According to reports, shortly after the Americans beat Serbia in Serbia, Brown wanted Stefan Marbury, who he would coach a couple years later in New York, kicked off the team for complaining to media members that Brown wasn't letting his young team play freely. According to the Washington Post,
Yeah. So they wanted to just play like iso ball, but coach actually wanted to have a system. Okay. So far, I'm understanding the coach, because iso ball, you're bound to lose eventually.
Brown was also reportedly incensed about the way his team dressed for a team dinner, in contrast to a Serbian team that arrived in matching blazers. Those exhibition games were a warning of things to come. as though the US won 5 of 6, they were also dismantled by Italy in Germany and needed an Iverson prayer at the buzzer to squeak by Germany.
There's Dirk.
It's Nowitzki launching a three. USA has it in play 3 seconds. Allen Iverson at the buzzer.
Good God.
The United States has won.
Still, this was Team USA.
I know, yeah. Team USA versus Dirk. Because who else was on that Germany team that I'm missing out on? I can't think of anybody. I can't think of anybody off the top of my head. No disrespect. I can't. So how the hell did it take a prayer from Allen Iverson to win that game? And no disrespect to Dirk, but I mean, 1 star versus like 12 stars? Yeah.
In men's basketball, at the Olympics, it would all work itself out and be fine in the end. Or not.
Yeah, it's still what we thought. I thought it would. We got spoiled.
The tournament tipped off with a Carlos Arroyo-led Puerto Rican side handing the US its most lopsided basketball loss in Olympic team history.
It just shows team ball. Team ball is better than iso ball.
Perhaps a more seasoned squad could have rebounded from being punched in the mouth like that. Perhaps a more willing coach would have adapted to the youngest American basketball team in Olympic history. But not this team, not Brown. With stars like Kevin Garnett, Tracy McGrady, and Jason Kidd all kept from the games by either personal commitments or injury, and Kobe Bryant dealing with his rape charge back home, the Americans were left with a team in which half of its 12-man roster was under 24. Brown, meanwhile, rarely gave minutes to capable youngsters like James Anthony or Amari Stoudemire, even as the coach complained about his roster and circumstances. Following the loss to Puerto Rico, Brown said he was humiliated and railed against the fact Team USA didn't have enough prep time for the tournament. It wasn't exactly confidence-inducing. And then Commissioner David Stern even publicly admitted his disappointment in Brown.
Wow. Wait. It's not about who didn't come. You take your team to the gym and you play with what you got, and you either win or you lose. This whining and this carping is not fair to those who are representing the. Okay, I agree with David Stern on this one. What a fucking boss. Yeah, I agree with that one. Like, you still have a roster filled with stars, so what are you complaining about, dude? Go win the game.
The US followed their stunning tournament opening loss by surviving scares from Greece and Australia, before once again being upset in the group stage, this time by Lithuania.
And the United States has lost to Lithuania. For the first time, the United States men's basketball team loses twice in one Olympic Games.
Through 4 games in Athens, the heavily favored Americans were 2-2 with a negative point differential and had their asses handed to them by Arroyo and Sarunas Jasikevičius. A predictable demolition of Angola in their final group stage game clinched a quarterfinal berth for the US. And when Marbury's 31 points helped hold off Pau Gasol's Spain side in the quarters, it suddenly seemed as though the ship could be righted. Perhaps the squad could even rally around a fiery Brown, who had to be held back from Spanish coach Mario Pesquera after the quarterfinal buzzer.
Oh, jeez.
After a
That's not a good
disastrous
look.
start to the tournament, Team USA was now just 1 win from the final, and 2 wins away from doing what every other NBA-led American team had done.
Oh, this Argentina team was no joke. No joke at all.
Capture gold. The most bitter disappointment was still to come, however. As a day after that US victory over Spain, Manu Ginobili, Luis Scola, Andres Nocioni, and a golden collection of Argentinian talent outclassed the disjointed Americans in the semifinals.
No gold medal for the United States men. You might be starting to say there's a new era in Olympic basketball.
Yeah, they were a solid
The
team.
United States is no longer dominant.
The US team saved face.
And when I mean solid team, I mean they played like a team. They knew what they were doing out there.
or at least a fraction of its dignity, by rebounding to beat Lithuania for bronze. But there's no way American basketball fans can look back at that 2004 tournament and feel anything but embarrassed.
Yeah.
Though he stood up for his team and represented his country admirably, Iverson shot 37% from the field over 8 games. Duncan was nowhere near as dominant as he should have been. James averaged less than 12 minutes per game. Brown sought scapegoats everywhere but in the mirror. Through the first 7 Olympic tournaments boasting NBA talent, Team USA went 53-3, with all 3 losses coming in 2004.
Crazy.
Though USA basketball had quietly been on a downward trajectory for a couple years leading up to that tournament, the 2004 Olympics are largely seen as the moment the basketball world began to catch up to the basketball capital, as Argentina, Puerto Rico, Lithuania, and the US themselves proved that the monster does bleed. It was like a reverse Rocky Drago situation.
Cut it! You're hurting! You see? He's not a machine! He's a man!
Pitiful
I see 3 of them. Hit the one in the middle.
performance in Athens did lead to the dawn of a new dominant age for USA basketball. Legendary NBA executive Jerry Colangelo took over the program in 2005 and subsequently cleaned house, with Mike Krzyzewski taking over coaching duties from Brown, while James and Bryant led a stacked 2008 team, aptly deemed the Redeem Team, back to gold medal glory in Beijing. James, Wade, Anthony, and Carlos Boozer were the only holdovers from Athens. The U.S. hasn't really looked vulnerable again until, well, now. But another dominant decade and a half still hasn't wiped away the memories or the humiliation of that 2004 summer. If Barcelona 92...
I forgot who it was, but recently I saw we needed a LeBron James like last second drive to win a game here in the summer tournament. Can't remember who we played, but I remember like going into the comments of the YouTube video because it was like LeBron James hits game winner to win for Team USA, and I watched a clip and I was like the only one in there saying, if we need a last second shot from a LeBron James to beat this team, like we're in big trouble. Like we're in big trouble again, because it shouldn't be that close. It shouldn't be that close. We should be dominating.
Was a dream. Athens 04 was the stuff of American nightmares.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. If you like this video,
man, yeah. It's I remember it so clear now. I don't know. I still feel like we should have won. I know a lot of players had a problem with the coach at that time, but if he had a system that he wanted the players to play, I feel like they should have tried to play the damn system and see if it worked. But I think it was a lot of young players who were impatient and just wanted to play like iso ball. That's the vibe I got back then, and that's still the vibe I have today. Is that correct? I don't think any of us could ever really know unless we were in that locker room, hearing those conversations. And, you know, there's probably a lot of players in those locker rooms that just kind of agreed, and they were like, yeah, you know what, screw it, let's just go out there and ball. But it didn't work out. Whatever it was, that was a big old stain for us. When it comes to basketball, us not winning gold is like, I don't even know. Like, we should be winning gold every single time, every 4 years when it comes to this sport. And I mean, look now, we got a player like Embiid playing for Team USA, even though he technically, you know, back in the day, he would have been playing for his home team. But now he's playing as an American. So we're getting it's stacked in our favor. Let me just put it that way. It's stacked in our favor. We have all the best Americans, and we have a bunch of players from around the world as well here. Like, we should win this damn thing. But yeah, the talent has increased, and I think we're in trouble, guys. I think we're in trouble. That's why I'm like watching all this Team USA stuff lately, is because I am getting that feeling like I had in 04, like star-studded roster, but I think we're in deep shit right now, and I hope I'm wrong, because I want another gold here for basketball. Like I want to see us win gold. I want to be proud, but I'm a little bit nervous right now, and I think everyone is a little too confident because they see the roster and they think, oh, it's over. Yeah, we thought that in 2004 too, guys. So let's see what happens. Anyways, hope you guys liked the video. I'll see you tonight for the next one. Leave the video a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see the video tonight. And hit that little bell to be reminded when I drop the video later tonight, all right? All right. Peace out, everybody. I appreciate you all.